In this video, I will show you how you can achieve a successful multicolor dry point print. This print has been made out of 4 plates on plexiglass using dry point needle, intaglio inks and CHINE COLLÉ paper. Every year I make a Robin Christmas card, and this year's design is Modernist Robin, except that I haven't been able to make a lot of these cards because I've lost my plates. So there's only one Christmas Robin, a unique print, and it's available in my shop. If you're interested to buy it, you can click on the link below in the description to find out. So first things first, I have to make my dry point plates. They're made from plexiglass, and I'm just scoring them with a craft knife so I can cut them, and obviously a metal ruler, which is really helpful here. And once I've managed to get enough scoring, I can snap them, remove the protective film, as you can see here, and they are exactly the same shape as my design. I'm also kind of filing the edges here a little bit with sanding paper. And once I have done that, I can just trace my image directly using a thin Sharpie, a permanent marker. So I'm just literally just tracing the design in black and white at the moment, and it will form the basis of all the plates. So I have to obviously flip it as it's going to be a reverse image, but that's a great thing with plexiglass dry point. You can just trace it, reverse it out, and then score on the other side. And I've got a dry point tool, really good dry point tool with a nice soft handle, so your hand doesn't get tired. And literally I'm just drawing here like I would with a pencil, I guess, and scoring more into the dark areas. So yeah, just like drawing with a really fine marker. It's quite fun to do. So here I'm just literally making a proof print just to see how this is my last plate. In fact, this is the black plate that I'm going to apply, as you will see it right at the end. Okay, so I think I am satisfied with how dark the darks are. I think I spent a little bit more time on carving this one out, so I might actually go over this one a little bit more. I quite like the shadows. I think I might just correct that one, just work on that one a little bit more. The edge is good. So now I need to start thinking about the colours. But yeah, I think it's getting there. All right, so I have come up with a plan. First of all, I made my corrections. Secondly, because I actually really like the dry point marks on the plate, I decided that I'm going to make this print purely dry point. It's going to be several plates, so each plate will hold a different color. So I will have plate for black, although I'm going to use my little color book, and I have gone for this color scheme, and this is a deep slate olive, peach red, neutral gray and Naples yellow. So I'm going to use this color scheme in my design, a little bit different from what I have here, as this color doesn't really kind of exist, but what it's going to be is going to be a mixture of the Naples yellow and the peach red. So it's going to be sort of more as a gradient rather than a different color. Let's see how this pans out. So next plate I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it out, and it's going to be the red one. So quite a lot of work, but I think it will have a gorgeous effect. What I forgot to mention is I am going to look at the background. I don't like the white background, so I'm going to go for CHINE background. So I've got CHINE paper. You can see where I got it from on Amazon in the description. And I cut out the perfect size pieces, and I will print on this background. So first of all, I'm going to use my original plate as the reverse image guide. So I need to go back to it, and I realized I've missed the lines because they were not at the time the lines that I was carving out. I kind of missed them out, so I just need to re-add them. Now I need to reverse it, of course. And since this is my red one, I'm just going to use it as a guide to see. So I know this needs to be red. So since this is going to be my red plate, here you go. That's my guide. That's my plate I'm going to work on now. Here we go. One very good tip I'd like to make while working with dry point plate is choose a dark background. I chose this cutting mat because actually when I'm working on the edge, I'm not worried about scoring and sort of ending up on the mat. So cutting mats are normally quite dark in color, so as you can see a lot better against the cutting mat, dark cutting mat, than a white paper when you do dry point. If you enjoy watching my videos and would like to help to support me to make more videos, you can do it in 3 ways. You can either like and subscribe, which is a great help already. You can become my channel member and get extra perks and extra content, as well as monthly meetups, by clicking on join button on my homepage of the channel. Or you can do a super thanks on an individual video or donate to my channel. Okay, so I've got my red plate, I've got my black plate. So now I'm going to do my mid-tone between these 2 colors plate. So if I put them all together, it all starts making sense. Okay, so I have my orange plate, I have my black plate, I have my red plate, and I have my grey plate. Let's do it. So very importantly, I want to get the colors right. So in my chart, color chart that I chose, I've got this deep slate olive. It's going to be almost black. So the way I'm going to achieve that color is by mixing black with a tiny bit of primrose yellow. Now next is to mix that red. That's going to be a bit more tricky. I've got quite a cool red in my range, so I might have to warm it up with a little bit of Indian yellow. It's a little bit lighter. I'm going to add a bit more of this Indian yellow. Yes, that's lovely. To get something in between this for the lighter tone, I'm going to add a bit of white. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the darkest tone right at the end, and I'm going to start from the lighter to the darker tone. This is a bit more like it. Let's start with zinc white. The grey I want is pretty light, so don't want to take any chances. That's good. Right, we've got all our colours mixed. I'm gonna prepare the plates, which should be pretty quick job, as the plates are very small and don't require a huge amount of ink. I'm not going to bother going over the entire plate, otherwise I'll be wasting ink. So I'm only going to go over the areas that I want to print. So we've got all our plates lined up, ready for printing. I always get my CHINE paper ready by spraying it. Now, one side I find of CHINE paper is smoother than the other. I want the rough side up, so it prints better, and the smooth side down. So I want the glue on here. I've got a really handy spray bottle and a cocoa shaker. What we want is just get rid of excess water. Now I'm going to add some wheat starch powder. Just going to place it here. Now you want more than enough, as the excess can always go back into the pot. Okay. All right, so you can just see in this little video I've sped up the process to show you how I printed, first of all, the first plate with CHINE COLLÉ, and then successive plates on top of it, one by one, and how nicely it all comes together. Obviously the paper has been wetted and blot dried beforehand to absorb the textures in ink. It's very satisfying, this last part. It's like a jigsaw puzzle being put together, and the colors and the texture is quite nice, because it's sort of, it feels a bit like it's been drawn with a pencil. Quite a nice effect. Anyway, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and as always, happy printing.